Schools in North Mississippi are reporting positive COVID-19 cases. Thank you for joining us at 6. The Corinth School District sent a letter to parents after a middle school student tested positive, also an elementary teacher there in Corinth. Webster County is also reporting a COVID-19 case in that district. Classes are starting in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic, and it's weighing on the minds of many parents and school leaders. The Columbus Municipal School District will start tomorrow. Our Savannah Gato talked to administrators at Franklin Academy on what they're doing for the start of school year.
Desks have been distanced, tables have been removed, all to make sure students have enough space to feel safe. This year, it won't be students moving from class to class. Teachers will be moving
to minimize exposure or cross-contamination. So we're asking our teachers, to come into each classroom. We've purchased them carts and hand sanitizers and gloves so the teachers will travel, not the students.
Each morning, the schools will require temperature checks for both the students and faculty.
So once the students go through a temperature check, if that student's elevated temperature is over 100, we have safe spots that's called our Falcon Cave.
These spaces are used to isolate any potential students that are sick and to keep contact to a minimal. The district is also providing teachers with face shields, masks, and gloves.
In the event we do have a positive case, the gloves and the mask will definitely protect the teacher if we have to transport a student to the nurse's office. We're doing everything in our power to keep ourselves and their children safe. We're treating their children as if they're our own, and so we're doing everything in our power in CMSD and Franklin Academy to make sure your child comes home safe.
And that was our Savannah Gato reporting. Now, all of the schools in the Columbus Municipal School District will have the students and teachers there required to wear masks. Well, state health leaders continue to see stress on hospitals across Mississippi. 1,245 new COVID-19 cases are being reported today. There are 51 new deaths across the state. The Mississippi Department of Health says there are 329 people right now in ICUs across the state. 192 patients are on a ventilator. Locally, Pontotoc County saw the highest number of new cases with 28. Lowndes County has 24 cases. Lee has 23. There are 22 cases of COVID-19 in Lafayette County. Meanwhile, Alabama's health experts say they are cautiously optimistic that that state is seeing a decline in COVID-19 cases, but they do have some concerns as students go back to school this month. They're worried, of course, that the cases will start to climb once students in K through 12 and universities start the fall semester. The number of COVID-19 cases this week fell under 1,000. Alabama was reporting as many as 2,000 cases every day in late July. Well, there's still so much unknown about coronavirus. Daily guidelines from the governor change and then are also updated. Some of those guidelines have been challenging for funeral homes in the state. WCBI's Barbie Martinez went to 2 funeral homes in Columbus where the owners say they're trying to keep up with all the changes. Bobby joins us in the studio with that story. Bobby.
That is right, Andrea. Adjusting to change, that has been a new motto for funeral homes in Mississippi, with the primary focus of ensuring safety for each family they serve. Staying on top of their game.
It's hard, but you know, we have to do our best to stay on top of it.
In a time where
the changes come pretty rapidly.
Benny Hairston, Vice President of Century Hairston Funeral Homes, says it seems as if there has been a never-ending cycle of changes since the pandemic started.
It's kind of hard because, you know, we get used to one set, like going back to 10. And next thing you know, it opened up. And now we're back to 10. So it's hard, but you know, we have to do our best to stay on top of it.
Hairston says families are changing the way they honor their loved ones. He says cremations are becoming more common, but graveside services have been the primary choice for families.
You will have music. Some services we've had choir singing, but I make sure that everybody is spreaded. It's just a full-blown service, just like they would have it in a church.
Kaylee Pounders, president and funeral director of Lowndes Funeral Home and Crematory, says informing families of COVID guidelines is the most challenging part.
As time has gone on, now we're about 5 months into it, people are understanding. It's not necessarily that they like it, but they understand that, hey, it's out of our control, it's something bigger than just us and our city and state. It's, you know, worldwide.
Pounder says graveside services have also been a popular option for the business. For one reason, COVID-19 guidelines allow for more people to be outdoors in a space than indoors.
A lot of the families, just the immediate family group, is more than the restriction that we have. So right now we're under 10 people indoors, 20 people outdoors, and a lot of immediate family is more than just 10 people.
And both Harrison and Pounder say they are doing all they can to best accommodate each family during these difficult times.
Trying time for sure for a lot of people. Thanks, Bobby. Well, for many local artists, the summer months offer a second stream of income, whether it's festivals, fairs, or summer concerts. There's always a way to make some extra cash. But COVID-19 has put a stop to a lot of that. With no festivals and no weekend pop-up shops, it is safe to say local artists are struggling. Many of them are reaching out to local arts councils and committees for some extra help.
Without festivals, you have no way to, share your art with the public, and right now those things aren't happening. So there is no doubt a lot of artists that have been struggling.
When you hear the term starving artist, it makes us all cringe at the Arts Council because we don't want our artists to starve. They are so good at what they do.
And members of the Arts Council say operating a facility of that magnitude, of course, takes money. For more information on hours of the Art Council, or if you're looking for ways to donate, you can find that information on our website, WCBI.com. Governor Tate Reeves on the defense today after reports that lawmakers could sue him. Multiple media reports say some lawmakers plan to sue the governor because he used a line item veto on a number of bills. On Twitter today, Reeves said he used his veto pen to, quote, prevent earmarks from going to special favorite projects, end quote. Specifically, he pointed to a $2 million deal involving a hospital that has been closed. He also pointed out issues in the education budget. Reeves wants the legislature to reinstate a teacher pay raise. The lawsuit had not been filed as of the governor's afternoon press conference.
Some pretty nice weather out there on our Wednesday evening. We are getting into our Wednesday evening right now. Temperature is still quite warm, mid and upper 80s in many spots, with a lot of sunshine here across the board in North Mississippi and West Alabama. Now, there have been some showers and storms down here in Louisiana. We've seen a few blow-off clouds from that, some puffy cumulus clouds too today, but all things considered, a great day. Tonight, down into the mid-60s, very refreshing. If you're out early this morning, same story tomorrow morning, a bright moon, very comfortable with light wind. And tomorrow in Amory, we start out in the 60s, quickly warming into the 70s, and then upper 80s to around 90 for you, and really just about everywhere else. I'm back with your full forecast in just a few minutes.
A teenager is dead after an accident involving a four-wheeler in Choctaw County. Sheriff Brandon Busby says the collision happened on Reed Road about 3 p.m. Monday. Deputies are still investigating the crash, but they did say the vehicle and ATV collided in the roadway. Busby did not release the name of the teenager or the driver of the car. An Oktibbeha County woman is out on bond after allegedly trying to hit someone with a car. Right now, 23-year-old Carnisha Parks is charged with malicious mischief and aggravated assault. Investigators say the victim told deputies Parks tried to hit her with another person's vehicle. Deputies tell WCBI Parks missed the victim and ended up crashing the car. The car didn't belong to her. More charges are expected in the case. Investigators are not releasing any details about what led to the incident. Parks' bond was set at $10,000. Coming up, a Tupelo teenager shows his strength both on the inside and outside. His story next on WCBI News at 6.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
A Northeast Mississippi teenager is working hard to earn top rankings in the world of CrossFit competitions. WCBI's Allie Martin has more on Team Jack.
Jack Hoffmeister is 17 years old. A few years ago, he got serious about physical fitness, came to this West Tupelo gym, and after lots of hard work, he is one of the fittest teens in the country, and he's getting ready for a major CrossFit competition. For Jack Hoffmeister, his full-time job is working out.
It's about 6 to 7 hours a day. I break that up into 2 or 3 sessions a day, and I'm doing that about 6 days a week.
The 17-year-old started in CrossFit competitions in 2018 and won first place at the Beach Brawl in Pensacola that same year. He has qualified for the Pit Fitness Ranch Elite Teen Throwdown the first week in September in Michigan. His homeschool schedule allows him to spend the time required to follow a strict training and nutrition plan.
Good job. 5 on the deadlift.
Chrissy Beasley is co-owner of CrossFit R2F and Jack's coach. She says his hard work, dedication, and determination have never wavered.
As soon as he walked through those double doors and hit the floor, we just could initially see some potential in him and could see that this was where he needed to be for sure.
Jack is raising money for his Michigan trip by selling Team Jack shirts. The shirts have a Bible verse that Jack says is his true source of strength.
My favorite verse, 2 Corinthians 12:10 on it. True strength comes from God. I couldn't do any of this without him, and just the ability he's given me and all the opportunities he's given me as well to be able to train throughout the day and not have to worry about certain things.
Jack will continue his hard work right up to the competition in Michigan. Then a few weeks later, he's looking to get his third consecutive first-place win at the Pensacola Beach Brawl. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Jack plans to attend college, join the ROTC program and the National Guard. He also plans to continue competing in CrossFit events. So if we can get a repeat of this morning tomorrow, I'll be a happy girl.
You will be very happy then.
Good.
You got to get up early to enjoy it. That sun's pretty powerful this time of year, Andrea. Tomorrow, upper 80s to low 90s during the day, but the mornings look great. Overall, more humidity by the weekend. We'll show you that in your 7-day forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We are settling into a pretty quiet weather pattern right now. Eventually, some more showers and storms will come our way, but if you are hitting up area lakes tomorrow, a mid-80s to around 90, if not the low 90s. Pretty nice. A gentle breeze from the north, not too much chop out there. Pack the sunscreen. You will need it today. Our time lapse from downtown Tupelo with our Alpha Insurance camera shows some of those friendly clouds we had earlier today. A bit of a northerly breeze, warm temperatures. Currently in the city of Tupelo, 85 degrees, and we are looking at 80s and 70s and then 60s later on this evening and tonight. It's 85 in Columbus, 81 in Winona, 86 Louisville, 88 in Houston, 82 in Oxford. So a mix of 80s across the region. We showed you that thunderstorm complex earlier in first weather that is going down into the Gulf of Mexico, and things are looking pretty good. A few spotty storms and showers in Alabama today, but those quickly falling apart. So we're thinking mid-60s in most spots here. Columbus, Starkville, West Point, Tupelo, things are looking great. We start out with mostly sunny skies tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Upper 60s to around 70, flirting with the upper 80s by midday tomorrow, around 90 plus or minus here tomorrow afternoon, and mid 80s early tomorrow evening. So things are looking great. On our Thursday, mid to upper 80s to low 90s here in North Mississippi and West Alabama. We will take it considering some of the active weather we've had this year. Across the southeast, some storms over here across the Carolinas, Georgia, maybe parts of Alabama, but locally not too bad. Pretty warm, 98 in Dallas, 94 in Houston, warmer weather back to the west. Futurecast is suggesting that we will go basically clear to partly cloudy this evening and tonight. Basically, I think it's overdoing some of the cloud cover here, maybe a few patches of some ground fog in the morning, but overall things are great. On our Thursday, friendly clouds abound across the region, better chances for some rain and storms to our west and to our east here. Now, as we look ahead after the weekend into next week, things will become very humid this weekend, and we will stay in that regime going into next week. So just about a daily opportunity for some pop-up showers and storms. We'll show you that with your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, sunny, dry, 90, still in the 60s tomorrow night, and also Friday night, we think. 93 Friday, but back into the soup starting Saturday, 96, 96 Sunday. There may be an isolated storm Saturday, a few more spotty storms Sunday, but next week, temperatures still in the mid to low 90s. Temperatures come down a little bit, overnight lows come up again, and that means we'll have a better chance for some storms with all of that deep tropical moisture, Andrea. So get ready for the soup to return.
Well, I'll just enjoy the low humidity while it lasts. All right, the high school football tour continues. It stops in 4A with the Pontotoc Warriors. See that preview next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The high school football tour continues as we stay in Pontotoc County with a look at the Pontotoc Warriors. This season's Pontotoc squad features several fresh faces looking to continue to be a force in 4A. The Warriors are stop number 45 on the high school football tour.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
Many teams enter the season hoping to make the playoffs, but that's the norm for the Pontotoc Warriors as those expectations haven't changed. After a slow start to last season, the Warriors finished by winning 6 of their last 8 games, including the postseason victory. They hope to carry that momentum into September.
I feel really good coming into the year. I think we're going to be able to find our identity a little bit quicker. We got some guys with some experience on offense back. So I think we got 7 guys that had started at some point last year on offense and around 4 or 5 on defense.
We're trying to get the momentum going early and finish out throughout the season and hopefully make a successful playoff run.
I feel like when we go back into the season that we'll start off really strong because everybody's more comfortable and with the spot and new people coming in and getting and a lot of reps and stuff.
The ones leading the charge to help bring the young guys along isn't the coaching staff, but instead the seniors.
We have like one of the most competitive senior groups, so we've been out like when we compete, we push each other and we try to help the younger guys come along as fast as they can so we can have depth in the roster. We're a young team, but we have like a whole lot of seniors coming back that has experience, that played a lot the past few years. And like if we seniors get right, I'm pretty sure everybody else will fall in behind us and get to where they need to be to win.
Coach Morton, our legend here, has always said that the starting jersey is always a lot heavier. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense. So these guys ought to be able to handle it this year.
With the program's history of competition, the players take great pride in putting on the black and gold.
We have a creed that we go by. The end of it says, "I am a Pontotoc Warrior." In the beginning, it's like we survive off that creed. Like when we come out to play, we know it's time to get down to business, and if we ain't getting to business, we got to get it right somehow.
It's my home, so, you know, every time I come out here, I'll be ready to play. Don't matter who is against, home or away, I'm always ready to compete.
That mindset is going to be tested as the Warriors will be competing against the likes of Itawamba, Shannon, and others for the division crown.
You just can't take a week off. I mean, it's all the teams are well coached, and the kids, you know, they play hard, and you can't go in each week. You can't go in half-cocked. You got to be ready to compete.
To start the season, Pontotoc hosts New Albany at home in the Hollow September 4th. With the Warriors on the high school football tour, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Pontotoc High School is brought to you by Access School Health Services, First Choice Bank, and Midway Marine in Fulton.
Hey, can you believe that there's only 15 more stops on the high school football tour to go after today? So I guess we can start winding down and maybe counting down to that. We'll continue with it with stop number 46 on in 4A and finish up with the Pontotoc schools on Thursday with South Pontotoc. And then we'll continue on in 4A with stop number 47, the Moorville Troopers on Friday. And then heading into the weekend, the Shannon Red Raiders for stop number 48 on Saturday. Closing out the weekend with the Itawamba AHS Indians for stop number 49 on Sunday, and we'll continue on into 5A from there. And for any of those stops that you've missed, you can always go visit our website at WCBI.com. That's it for sports. More for you when we come back.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 9 and 10 on WCBI News with Scott Martin. Search efforts are ongoing in the Lebanese capital of Beirut after 2 terrifying explosions. We'll have the latest on search and rescue there. And another look at how schools are gearing up for the first day of classes in the middle of a pandemic. Be sure to tune in tonight at 10 right here on WCBI. And now for a last look at your forecast.
We need to dress for the weather tomorrow, of course, and it's going to be hot, so you know what to wear: shorts, T-shirts, what have you. Plenty of sunscreen, hats. Low 90s, upper 80s tomorrow, mid 90s for the weekend. Andrea, more humidity coming on back.
All right, even though it's not as humid, still drink the water for sure.
Of course.
All right, that's the news at 6. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening.